Hello, and welcome to this edition of The List on UWW-TV. I'm Mason Miller, alongside Nadiri Morgan Thompson. For the next few minutes, we'll present our top 5 sports stories of the week and discuss why they made the top 5. Did your top 5 make our list? Let's find out. At number 5, with the NHL a couple weeks into the season, teams are beginning to take shape and find their place in the league power rankings. Some expected candidates, like Las Vegas, Florida, and Dallas, are off to strong starts this season, while some more surprising teams, like Winnipeg, have been even stronger out the gate. So although it's early, what is your assessment of the NHL season so far?
Quite frankly, I think we need to talk about some New York Devils. That's a real contender. Quite now, the Winnipeg people are pretty cool as well. They're 8-1, and but New York Devils is a real champion. Who's your pick for?
Well, as a new hockey fan this year, I'm trying to get into things, and honestly, the team that I'm picking is nowhere close to it. Just keeping it honest. As someone from Wisconsin, I like to pick teams that are kind of the home team, and since we have no home team, I chose to go with the Chicago Blackhawks. And for anybody who knows anything about the NHL, we are pretty much tanking for Wemby, the hockey equivalent of. The Blackhawks aren't anywhere near close to being as good as a championship caliber team needs to be. But it's fun watching the underdog type team. I mean, we just got a cool little win against a 5-5 team yesterday. So I feel like there's some glimmer of hope there. But we'll be keeping our eye on hockey and just seeing where that goes as the season continues. I'm looking forward to getting into a new sport and trying to learn a little bit more, all of you. At number 4, the UW Whitewater football team lost again on the road, falling to UW Platteville 10-17. Despite winning in time of possession and gaining more yards than the Pioneers, the Warhawks still fell short as they scored all 10 of their points just the second quarter. With 3 losses, 2 of which are in conference, and 3 games left to go, what is the outlook for this team for the rest of
Quite frankly, biggest problem with quarterback. Change quarterback better than Steady, but he's still not good. And their offense has no identity. Out pass, they want to be a rush, can't run with it. Nobody's really respected. That's just what's been happening to the team, right? Jackson Christ, 254 yards, touchdown to interception. He could only get you 1 touchdown in the second quarter. He couldn't lead you to a single scoring drive for the whole second half of football. That's quite frankly. It doesn't matter how strong your defense plays. It doesn't matter how fresh like if the passing game can be respected. The Warhawks never improve.
Yeah, it's definitely looking rough for our team right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even a little bit surprised. I'm incredibly surprised. The main thing I knew about Whitewater football is that we've been a dominant force in football every single year. Now, I'm not sure what exactly changed, but clearly we're not this. And that's okay. I mean, the team's still learning. It's no reason to panic right now. This year, it technically isn't even over. The 2 teams above us are only a game ahead of us. So depending on how luck goes in these last 3 games, we can still sneak our way into the playoffs. But either way, not a pretty season. Like you said, our QB play has been inconsistent at best. But our run game has consistently been pretty good. So hopefully we can still make a miracle run and find our way in the playoffs. Good luck, Whitewater. At number 3, the first week of the NBA season is in the book. Some teams are picking up where they left off, like the Celtics and the Thunder, while other teams are starting off a little slower, like the Bucks. With the first week of regular season action done, what are some takeaways you have so far?
You know what I mean? Like after watching this NBA season, what I noticed: Nuggets, Bucks, former champions, not looking too hot. And I think this shows their championship. So if things aren't changed sooner than later, are slowly closing, right? The Nuggets, they lack shooting. Jokic is the only one hitting shots. He has to carry the whole. The Bucks lack identity on offense and defense. They're struggling, right? We see some other teams, though. Out west, we see a team like the Lakers. They changed their coach. They have a whole new identity. Talking to the Bucks, you might want to fire Doc. You know what I mean? And we saw Paulo Banchero have 50 points the other night. I told you guys the Magic going to be better. I told you Paulo was going to develop.
Wait, did you not say the Magic going to be bad?
I said they were going to be better. So they're going to be better than they were last year. 100%. But, those are my major things that I've seen so far. How about yourself, Miss?
Yeah, I was definitely going to point out the Paulo thing. Maybe I'm mistaken, and maybe I'm confusing you for somebody else. I could have sworn you said the Magic weren't going to be good. I'm glad to see that team turning things around. But as for my Bucks, this has been depressing. I mean, when I saw us get Doc Rivers, I knew it was going to be bad. Now we got Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham in the same coaching room, just rubbing their bald heads together and coming up with nothing. Somehow Dame and Giannis are both playing good at the same time, but also both not playing good together. I'm not sure how that's even possible, and we're still losing games. It's just bad for the Bucks, but hopefully we can get better over time. Anyways, though, we've got a lot more coming up next on the list, including the MLB World Series and NFL playoff contenders. We'll be right back on the list.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock?
You belong here.
For Hawk Talk, especially on days I'm hosting, you really need to be up early looking at those news stories. Even the night before, I'm finding topics that I can incorporate in the show, and I feel like we get a conversation going.
Once you get the opportunity to do that with other people who appreciate it the same level as you do, it makes it that much more enjoyable.
For everything sports, tune in Monday through Thursday at 91.7 The Edge or watch us on UWW TV.
Your home for excellence in action. The WIAC Network. Watch and download here.
It's always been there, his love of the outdoors. Some days, you wonder if it might be his calling. Truth is, you know that the things he's passionate about today will build the foundation of what he does tomorrow, and possibly inspire a new journey. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
Welcome back to the list on UWW-TV. Let's continue the countdown to this week's top sports stories. At number 2, the MLB World Series is ongoing. The Dodgers have started the series the best they could by taking care of business at home, where they established a 2-0 lead to start the series. Game 1 ended with a Freddie Freeman walk-off home run after a wild foul ball sequence. With the series back in New York, can the Yankees turn things around?
Just quite frankly speaking, the Yankees, of course, they're going to turn it around. They just want it to be an underdog story. The Yankees have 3 home runs throughout the whole series, and that's abysmal. That's terrible. But you guys also realize that that's so bad that there's no possible way that that's going to keep continuing to go on, right? The Yankees are going to have a 180 and turn into the team that the Dodgers wish that they were. The Yankees are going to win the World Series, and I'm going to be on this very show next week doing the Take the L Fortnite email in front of Mason.
This guy. Once again, same as last week. The Yankees are up. Not up. I can't believe I just misspoke like that. The Dodgers are up 3-0 right now. Let's really think about it. You at least understand NFL terms, but also baseball terms. A 7-game series, you're down 3-0, and the fact that you're still sitting up here in the same vicinity as me, just lying, just bull-faced lying. I respect everybody watching the list more than he does. Clearly, because I'm not going to get on here and lie to you. Quite frankly, at first I said this game might go to 5. I'm going to keep it a buck. Right now, it's looking like it's just going to end in a sweep. And that's unfortunate. Aaron Judge is out there looking like he forgot how to play baseball, which, I'm happy with, but I expected a better series. We don't even need Shohei Ohtani to keep whooping him. So bring out the broom, sweeps incoming. Anyways, though, at our number 1 spot this week, the NFL is quickly approaching the midseason point. Some teams have proven they are among the best, while even more teams have proven the opposite. However, there are some teams still teetering in the middle. So, of these teams, who do you see as legit playoff team?
You know, if we're talking about the AFC, who's going to sneak into there? And I'm going to be honest, I'm liking them Denver Broncos, right? The Denver Broncos are what you call the underdog. They're rocking out with Bo Nix. Bo Nix is kind of terrible. But I'm going to be honest, right? I like the Broncos, but I love the Colts, right? The Colts are benching Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco is doing it again. He's going to bring them Colts to the playoffs, right? And we don't have to talk about it anymore. We know Joe Flacco is better than Anthony Richardson. We know the Colts have Shane Steichen, one of the better offensive minds in the league. They're going to do very well. Let's talk about the NFC for a second. Who's going to get that last playoff? The Bears, as much as I love you, Caleb Williams, you sold my fantasy team, and you're going to sell your team in real life as well. You're not going to sneak in there. But you know who I have faith in? The Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds. Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. It's an electric offense. They're going to make it. Let's be serious here. You know what I mean? They're going to make the playoffs. Colts are going to make the playoffs. Look really smart in about.
For the most part, I'd say I kind of agree with you. I agree the Broncos are a surprisingly good team this year, and that should be speaking to Sean Payton's coaching as he came over there. But I have to disagree. I like Bo Nix. I'm not going to lie. Just seeing him, the way he just throws the ball, there was a lot of passes where he could have had big plays, and his wide receivers just sold. But for the most part, I agree with your picks, and I guess we'll just have to see how the season goes as it continues to unfold. Anyways, though, that'll do it for this edition of The List. We'll be back next week to talk up the latest sports headlines. For Ndiri Morgan-Thompson and the members of UWW-TV crew, I'm Nathan Miller. See you then.